So, normally I don't wake up this early in the morning for Master Duel, but, lo and behold, a whole bunch of stuff just dropped. We'll start with the new structure deck. Um, Raid Raptors. I've always wanted to build that. So they added Raid Raptors as a structure deck, which is absolutely goated. So we'll be seeing more of these play. And ooh, Phantom Knights rank up. Ooh, that's more cards I'm never gonna have to craft. Ooh. Uh, Great Prophesizers, which is Magistus. This is actually really weird because I knew they were gonna do this at some point. And Crowley the Gifted Magistus is actually gonna be an amazing add-on. That is new. And I've been sitting on this for a while. But Spoon, Riliona, and Omega I could use. Omega is something we're gonna want. So we'll do our first 10 pull here. And unfortunately, it's on the. I will take that. That is actually pretty goated. Soldier the Storm secret pack. I'm assuming this is all. Oh, access code talker alternate art. Okay, that's pretty goated. And the Secrets of Witchcraft. This is really interesting because that is the alternate artwork for Invocation. Oh, they added the. Oh, they added Witchcrafter support. Oh, and the Makaba alternate art. Oh. Oh, I want that. Oh. Oh, I want that. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything good. Tis to be expected. Okay. So, this is the Access Code Talker bundle, and I'm gonna get this. Because we do get guaranteed SR. Ascension Sky Dragon. Ooh. That's a classic. Not gonna believe it. Tingle Dangle. Yeah, that's getting dismantled. Xcode Talker. Drastic draw. So, drastic draw is really weird because, like, it's very much an anime style card. Yeah, I don't think I got a single UR from this. Oh, hey! Firewall. Alright. So, we will get the, pack here for the guaranteed 2 URs. And that will bring me down to 6 pulls for, the, new Ignister monsters. Witchcrafter Heine? Or Hain? Like, her name is really based off glass. Creation? Yeah, Creation is, Witchcrafter's search spell, which they really kind of want you to use. You play that at 3 in Witchcrafter. I would know, because I have Witchcrafter as one of my decks. That is on the wrong side, buddy. Double Iris. Yeah, that's a Pendulum Magician card. That is the wrong kind of spellcaster, folks. That is not the one we're looking for. Now, if Utopia could stop showing up and stealing my rolls, that'd be great. And we want that. Alright, it's on the right side. Come on, there's something goated. Alright. I already have multiple copies of her. And I have a feeling this is gonna be a total bust. Okay. Like, what we would really want is we want those, like, Magistus Crowley, for invoked purposes. Ooh, okay. But the Utopia showed up. Like, anytime Utopia shows up, he just steals our good stuff. Yeah, he steals the good stuff. Or not. Oh, Alt Art Invoker! Yeah! Yeah! We want that. Like, I only need one of them. One of the alt art. Ooh, Contact C. Contact C has some, interesting uses. Ooh, another copy of Madame Vere. Shame you usually run Madame Vere at 1. Oh, now I'm up to 3. Like, Witchcrafter is weird, in which you would think there would be more You Are Witchcrafter cards, but there's not. And we got the Alt Art Invocation. Nice. And we now have several copies of Witchcrafter. Oh boy. Well, that's the thing. Alright, so, we will go ahead and open our Pyroxene special tickets. Farfa, Gymnite. You don't normally summon that in Gymnites, last I checked. Alright, is there anything else that was added? Now, I don't have a reason to buy the structure deck at the moment. Because, like, here's the thing, is the structure deck is absolutely goated. There's 4 URs in here that, unfortunately, I would never want to craft, but they're necessary. And they're the reason I haven't touched Raid Raptor at all. So we are going to go ahead and do 6 rolls of this. And hope for good stuff. We really want the Ignister stuff, but the Regenesis stuff wouldn't be bad either. Well, that's one of the Ignisters we need. Like, we need 3 of these. Magia Magic. Yeah, this is really weird because it's an Endymion card and a Majestus card, and they go together. But I don't think you would really, use this unless you absolutely had to. It's kind of like one of those cards where, like, it's part of the archetype, but you're better off without it to a certain extent. And the Heraldic Beast being added is really kind of weird. Because they're technically support for Ryzeal, but most of them are in the commons. And there's Regenesis Warrior. And the thing about Regenesis is you want... you actually kind of want to run it alongside some of the Kashtira cards. Which is really kind of weird, but it is what it is. And there's Brilliant Fusion. Like, this being unbanned is kind of weird. Because you use it as, like, an FTK enabler. There's a Necros card that I'm not going to use. Like, the addition of the Necros support in this is really weird as well, because I did not expect that. And we're gonna want... That's like my third copy of that. So, yeah, we're up to 3 of these. And you only really need 1 of these. Firewall Saber Dragon is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that one. Code Igniter. Oh, I think I just got a dead roll, maybe. Link Slayer is an interesting retrain. Like, that is a strange retrain for a monster, but it's one of Yusaku's monsters, so it makes sense they would retrain it, and this is one of the cards I need. Like, yeah, Crowley being able to fusion summon an invoked monster is actually kind of why I want him. Because, Invoked has been needing that support for a while. Alright. Ooh, well, this goes in my Endymion deck. Or at least, it should. I need to, like, actually put together the Endymion deck, but the problem is there's just so many URs needed for it. Like, it's one of those pet decks that I'm eventually going to put together because I played it in real life. But it's just not something you can conveniently put together in this game. Like, I'm surprised there's no Endymion structure deck at this point, with how much people actually play it. Because without a doubt, in every cup, there's usually somebody who tries to play Endymion. Oh, there's a UR. Wizard Adagnister, and there's the Necros UR. Okay. I don't really need that. Ooh, Zorua. Like, this is actually pretty funny, because, one Majestus monster and one Fusion Synchro or Link monster is actually pretty funny. And unfortunately, we only got one UR here, and it's Amelia, Dance Priestess of Necros, which is big sad. Utopia, no! Utopia, no! Okay, we need this. We need one copy of that. Charged up heraldry. Like, that's heraldic beast. Oh, okay. Regenesis Sage. And Necros. Okay, they really want me to play Necros, don't they? Alright. Come on, please be something goated. Regenesis. Curry Niku Adignister. Interesting card. Regenesis Sage. No, Utopia, no! Gymnite Dispersion. Alright. Poll number 4. Alright, there's a UR card here. Gymnite. Oh, oh, we got something here. Necros and Metaltron, and both of those are gonna get dismantled. Alright, you are time. Another Gym Knight dispersion to dismantle. Alright, one UR and one SR. Oh, two SRs. Regenesis Lord. That's a cool one. What is, yeah, Regenesis Archfiend, of course, is... at 2, Spoon requires 3 if you play it. Like, Spoon is kind of necessary if you want to get Alistair the in an Invoke deck and Witchcrafter deck. Ooh. That is rough. Alright. Poll number 5. One SR. Yeah, we keep getting more copies of her, which is terrifying. Like, I'm not worried about the SRs. It's the URs we're worried about. Specifically, the 3 copies of, Backup Ignister. Like, Wizard Ignister at 3 is an option. Utopia, no! Utopia, no! Well, we get one UR. Gym Master Diamond Dispersion. Guys, I don't want to play Gym Knights. That's not on me. That's not me. Alright. Now, as much as I would like to play Regenesis, I'm probably just gonna have to settle for, Yeah, I don't think there's any way you can reasonably play this. 5 level 4 monsters. Yeah, okay, this is probably a dead draw. Like, I'm probably just gonna craft the Ignister stuff and leave it at that. Oh, there's one of the Crowleys I need. Like, I need one more Crowley, and unfortunately we're gonna need Spoon as well. Like, this card looks hardcore, I will admit that. Alright, well, that is unfortunate. So, give me a moment here. Let me think. Uh, given our bad luck here, I do have enough to craft one couple of these cards. Like, let me think here. Like, do I really want to continue pulling? Like, unfortunately, this will have to be, it. Like, I will have to, probably do a duel real quick to get, like, a couple more here. Just to, like, get this out of the way here. Just burn those legacy packs. Okay. Alright. One ultra rare guaranteed. And it looks like it's just gonna be the one ultra rare. So I have enough for these 4 pulls, which will be 10 pulls. Okay, ultra rare. Regenesis Archfiend, like the one card you actually need in the Regenesis deck. Endymion, and another Regenesis Lord. Master Diamond. There's another Regenesis Archfiend. Like, amusingly, this is actually pretty decent in, Ryzeal. But you only run it at 1. And it's weird that that's the one that's on R and not a, UR, to be honest. Like, that's kind of weird. Alright. 1 UR. And that is a 3rd Regenesis Lord. I meet you. Alright, one of these is a UR. And it's a 4th Regenesis Lord. Alright, let's see what it is. Regenesis birth. There's my third Crowley. Alright, you are time. And Utopia is here to steal it. Oh, well. Okay, that is acceptable. We actually need one of those. That is one less card I'm gonna have to craft. Alright, something over here is good. Regenesis code. Gym Knights! Ah! I will never forgive the Gym Knights. That one is actually goated. Alright, that's something. Necros Cycle. And, Royal Endymion. Okay. Well, I guess that's the one copy of that I keep. Alright, one of these is a UR. Please be backup secretary. We already have a copy of that. Ver magic. Alright. So, we're short on being able to pull for another one, and I don't feel like, grinding here just yet. So, new deck. Order obtained. SR and UR. Dismantle all extra cards. Dismantle. So we're going to go through and get rid of the things we don't need. Take, for example, Gym Knight Hollow Core. I don't use Gym Knights. We're going to go ahead and get rid of those. The Regenesis cards, we're going to keep. The Necros cards, we will dismantle. I don't think I need 3 of those. I only need 1 of you. And 3 copies of Gym Knight Seraphite. Like this one, we can leave that. We don't need Necros Cycle. We'll want to keep that. So I have 2 copies of Firewall now. So unfortunately, I don't really have enough to put together the Regenesis deck. Oh, I missed the Gym Knights there. Like, the problem is that these Gym Knights are really hard to see. They're hiding. Oh, Gym Knight Dispersion. Yeah, we're leaving the invoked cards untouched. Those we do not touch ever. Pack pit needs to stay. Like, I am tempted to say, yeah, hold up a moment. Let me, yeah, how do we spell this again? Regenesis. Like, the big problem is we're missing the Regenesis, cards. Like, let me do some quick research here. Hold up. Let me pull this up here. Because as it stands, I am going to have to dismantle a deck. And I already know which one I'm dismantling. Like, Regenesis is really weird, in which you would play it at 3, but pretty much every, version of it I've seen here doesn't actually play with more than one copy of Regenesis Lord. Problem with Regenesis Lord is Regenesis Lord is kind of a brick in hand. Think about all of this is Regenesis is really weird, in which you typically don't want a good chunk of the Regenesis cards in deck. Like, some cards you would definitely want. Like, one card I know we're going to need is Bicial Lubellion. And together, all of these, we are still 25 short. So, here's what we're going to do. I am going to, for the first time ever, actually dismantle a deck. And here's the thing. We're going to dismantle Materiactor. And here's why. So, most of these are SRs, yes. But, a couple things. One, I'll be honest, I don't really use it. Two, outside of being in, like, an OTK strategy, it's not really worth it to me. So we will get rid of Materia Actor Exegard. And Materia Actor Gigaboros. As well as 3 copies of that. The rest of these, we're just gonna have to, like, just not touch at all. Because there's nothing else to really dismantle here. So we will then trash this deck. Which that does get us the cards we need. There's also a couple of other decks we could dismantle. But I do not feel like touching those at the moment. Like, another problem is I do have to, like, put together the Kashtira cards. And Kashtira is pretty much banned. Like, some of these, though, they're perfectly fine. Problem is several of these increase the, like, UR count. Which means I need to dismantle, like, 9 UR cards. As you can see, that's kind of a problem. Like, 3 of the field, 1 of the field spell as well would be a problem. So, the Kashtira variant, we're just gonna have to not work with at all. And given I don't want to craft the Kashtira stuff, I'd much rather do this. Like, this is much less toxic. So we will batch generate these cards. And unfortunately no royals, but that's to be expected. So, the first thing we will build is Regenesis. Regenesis. Since this is kind of like the only thing from this pack outside of the Ignister cards and some of the support cards for Invoked that I'm interested in. So, we really only need 1 of these. And 1 of these. other thing we're gonna need is the Bysteel cards. Unfortunately, this is also where something really bad happens. Banishing in this meta is not good. Now, unfortunately, this deck does not do good with, extra deck summoning. So, you're in trouble if you, actually need it. Alright, so Molcharmy. My 3 copies of Lancia. Called by... And, what would be a good, good filler card? Oh, Regenesis. I almost forgot the, Regenesis card that basically sets the deck up. Now, this would be good if it weren't for the fact we're in a meta where the best cards want to be banished. So now for the extra deck. Elder Entity... Gar... Rura... Malong... I spelled that wrong. Aggregate. Aggregator. Gosh darn it, I am misspelling this. It's A-G-E. Yeah, we're gonna want 2 of these. Yeah, unfortunately, both of these are URs. Luster. We're gonna want 2, and we're gonna want SP. And IP. Oh, we're gonna want, we're gonna want Ecclesia. And we're gonna want Floridas. And we're gonna want to cut down on one of the copies of Droll. And one of the copies of Molcharmy. Oh, Max C, that's what we need. There we go. Perfect. Now I need to fill out my extra deck with more cards. What is a link monster? That would be good here. Like, I'm thinking of the, like... Alright, try Brigade. Frigid. I can generate another one of those. And let's see here. I need something for Dogmatica Punishment. Dogmatica. Like, Titaniclad. Let's go with, Granganol. And, Despia. No, wait, that would work as well. Alright. So this is going to be the Regenesis deck I end up using in a later stream. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is completely reworking my Witchcrafter deck. And now we need to edit the Maliss deck. Alright, so we need 3 copies of backup. Go down to 2 copies of In the Mirror. Now, I run all 3 Malice traps for good reason. So why did I not include Magma Hut? That just feels like an oversight on my end. let's see here. I can probably replace, that with, Allied Adagnister. And we're probably gonna want to get, Cyverse Wicked. Wait, is Cyverse Wicked... Oh, I'm misspelling it. Yeah, one copy of Cyverse Wicked. Like, it is an option. Alright, we need, Wizard. So, Wizard Adagnister. Wait, why do I not have two called bys in this deck? Yeah, that's an oversight on my part. Okay. Alright. I think this is a good adjustment here. Alright, so, Invoked. Okay. So, here's the thing about Invoked. We're gonna want to completely rework it. So, Invoked. So we're gonna want that. We're gonna want one of that. We're gonna want one of you. Now we technically have 3 copies of Alistair the Invoker. No, 6 copies of Alistair the Invoker. Now then, so we're gonna want Mud Dragon of the Swamp, Super Poly, We're gonna want Salaman, Great Almirage, and Secure Gardena. And as much as I would like to throw in the El Shaddai, we're better off adding super poly targets. So here's the thing, is in this current meta, you actually want to run multiple super poly targets. Which sounds incredibly lame. But, big issue with, big issue with things is one, how do I put this? Oh, that's right, we need Spoon. Shit. Oh. Well, okay, we need 3 copies of Spoon, and that's an ultra rare. Or Spenta, as he's called. Alright, guess I'm gonna have to dismantle more URs. Unfortunately. That is not something I want to do, but... Whoops. Because we're gonna need this if we're gonna get, Crowley. We can get rid of Kaliga. Wait, I didn't add Kaliga. Ooh. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Oof. Yeah, we're gonna need to find some UR cards here. Okay. So what is another deck I can dismantle? So, I really did like my Wind Witch cards. The problem is they're just not good. So... We're gonna have to dismantle some things, unfortunately. So the Wind Witches are going bye-bye. I like the Wind Witches. I really do. The problem is they get power crept, and we're gonna leave Win because you never know when we need 3 Win monsters. And we do need to dismantle cards. So we will dismantle Diamond Bell. And that is a couple cards. Unfortunately, Wind Witch is kind of one of those sets where it's just like a good chunk. There's only like 2 URs. So this deck is going bye-bye. And I'll be honest, I do need to get rid of some decks here. Let's see here. We are going to need to go down my list of like URs here that I have that I can get rid of. And we certainly cannot touch the dogmatic ones. Oh, I have a copy of Vice Madam that can be dismantled. Okay, Penguin can't do anything with Penguin. Can't touch my White Forest cards because I actually need them. My Ultimate Slayer is untouchable. Alright, Shifter, I'm tempted to say, can go the way of the dodo. Don't want to dismantle that. I only need one of him. Unfortunately, Bonfire is limited to one. Emperor Charles the Great, I only have one copy of him, and I need him. Like, I need 2 more cards I can dismantle. What are 2 cards I can part with? I think I'm gonna dismantle the, like, Reinforcement of the Army and Sky Striker cards. Because I have the, like, generic variant of some of these. Yeah, okay. We will get rid of the, Sky Striker Reinforcement of the Army, and... do I have Hayate? Yeah, I can't even play most of these cards. So I can dismantle this. So I can generate all 3 of these without guilt now. Because we are going to need these. Because this gets us, spoon. And we're gonna want King of the... We're gonna want King of the Swamp. And here's where things get really weird. Invoker and we're gonna want this guy, this lady here. And this is where things get really weird. Inari Fire. We only want one of Gigabyte, Nefarious, and Ran Ryu. Like, we don't want any more than that because it really throws off your deck here. And Armageddon Knight is somehow still not at 1 anymore. So Armageddon Knight's really weird, in which you kind of only want 1. But there are some decks where you want multiple copies of them. So we're going to want to throw in Reinforcement of the Army. And then we're going to want to put in... let's see here. Shadal Falco. Thing is, though, is I'm not using the Shadal cards, so there's not much of a good reason for me to do that. Like, here's the thing, is... Like, ordinarily speaking, they would want you to use, like, Squamata. But I honestly think that's a bad idea, given I'm not running the Shadal cards. Like, that's the thing, is like, the Shadal cards are great, but I'm not running them in this variant. But we can run Allure of Darkness. Which is basically our Pot of Greed. And we're gonna want to run a Kaiju. And our Kaiju of choice would be... Of all things, Not that one, but of all things, Radian. No, not Radian. We would really actually want Gamma Seal, because we're not a high-powered deck. And we're going to throw in Max C. And Called By. And you know what? We'll get rid of Inari Fire for Ash Blossom. Cut that down by 1. Cut the Gamma Seal down. Cut that down. We're really gonna want 2 copies of Lightning Storm in here. And we will need to rework the Invoked deck as the Witchcrafter deck as well. That reminds me, we're gonna have to go back through and throw in Reinforcement. Of the army into any deck that uses, 3 copies of, well, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the army. Like, Witchcrafter Invoked is gonna have to undergo some changes. Unfortunately, Drytron needs, like, a whole heck of a lot. Like, I can generate these 3 cards. And that's not a problem. The problem is these extra deck cards that we're gonna need in order for Drytron to actually be used. And my White Forest deck still needs, like, multiple copies of these. But you can't get these in any packs, and I'd rather not craft these right now. So, Maliss and Regenesis are gonna have... Maliss, Regenesis, and Pure Invoked are gonna have their own stream. Majestus... okay, so here's the problem with Majestus. So, there are a bunch of UR cards for Majestus. Problem is I don't want to craft them at all. Majestus is really weird. Okay, so if I could scrounge up like 60, I could justify crafting these 2. The problem is, I don't have any URs I can really spare at the moment. Because my pulls this time around were really bad. And I'm not too particularly interested in crafting Majestus. Spoon is kind of a necessary card, though. Because here's the thing. Spoon... Or, like, I call him Spoon because that's what he was in, like, the OCG. In this, he's Spenta, the Magistus Sealer. Um, Spenta's, like, thing here is they add, Crowley to the hand. And with Witchcrafter, you kind of want to play the invoked monsters. At least that is one variant. The other variant of Witchcrafter is another thing I really want to put together, but I don't have the URs for, is Witchcrafter as Mina. As Mina White Forest. Problem is that's hideously expensive. But Vera Magic is actually hilariously broken. And I'll be honest here. I am tempted to do a Witchcrafter stream as well. I will say, though, unfortunately, like, things like Akashic Magician are very expensive, as well as things like the Endymion cards. Like, that is another thing, is like, I have pretty much all the Endymion cards. Except the ones you really need. Like, these I can, like, craft 3 of. And just fill that out. Same for Magical Citadel of Endymion. It's all of these URs they want you to have, that I just do not have. Like I said earlier when I dismantled one of these, just like, unfortunately, Mythical Beast King Jackal is hideously expensive. And, like, you would think that running Magistus alongside this would be a good idea, but it's not. Because, like, here's the thing, is, this is one card we're gonna want. But Crowley is actually not. And that's the thing, is like, I really wish this was good. And you would think this being Endymion would actually be used in an Endymion deck. But it's not. And here's why. None of these cards really support using this outside of Artemis. Because you would equip this card to this, and you'd be in a pretty good spot. So you can switch that out for Crowley. But most of what you want in the graveyard is, yeah. So that's gonna be it for this video, our polls were not great. I will be honest. Our polls were not great, but I also really don't have much of an interest in this pack beyond the cards I've crafted. Because let's be honest here. Most of our polls were things I didn't want from the URs. And while this would be great and all, it's generally not something I would recommend running. Because here's the thing. Instead of this heraldic beast for Ryziel, what you would actually want is, if we scroll down, what you would actually want is heraldic beast number 69. No, not 69. Wait, hold up a moment. Something weird's here. Number 18 Patriarch. Hold up. Like, this is weird. So, let me look at this card here, because, I think I have my, like, cards mixed up here. Oh, okay. You don't even use those heraldic cards at all. Okay. That makes things weirder. Okay. So, here's the thing. Is, number 18. So, instead, you would want this. Where you would send, like, Heraldly Patriarch. So, yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Unfortunately, my polls were awful, but I am not going to be polling on this pack anymore, so it... not as bad as it could have been. We got the 3 copies of, backup Ignister we need. So, we're in a pretty good spot.